Duck! Passengers were caught on video screaming in panic on Sunday after a series of strong winds ripped off part of the roof of an eastern China airport. According to China's Huashang Daily, Changbei Airport in Nanchang, Jiangxi Province was experiencing high winds and heavy torrential rain Sunday afternoon. The wind speeds were reportedly up to 67 miles per hour, equivalent to a violent storm 1 category below a hurricane. At about 3:30 p.m., like a domino effect, the canopy of Terminal 2 collapsed in successive waves. Vehicles at the scene drove off while a few were hit by the debris. Fortunately, no one was hurt from the incident, while flights were suspended briefly during the windy period before returning to normal operations on Monday.
Phew! That was close. 21 lucky bus passengers in China got a real sinking feeling when a giant hole in the ground almost gobbled them up. The 10-foot wide and 10-foot deep sinkhole opened up on a bus lane in the southern city of Nanning last Friday, just moments after the vehicle passed over it. The narrow escape was captured on CCTV. As you can see from the video, the passengers get a bit of a bumpy ride just moments before the sinkhole appears. The driver of a second bus following behind then slams on the brakes to avoid the massive gaping hole in the road. Footage from aboard the first bus shows just how close its passengers came to being swallowed. Yep, we're gonna bet there were probably more than a few soiled undergarments on that bus. According to the cops, one of the city's subway lines runs under the road where the sinkhole was found. The bus lane was immediately closed for repairs so the authorities could investigate what happened. China is no stranger to sinkholes. There have been several reports of the giant craters appearing without warning at various locations around the country in recent years. Sinkholes commonly occur when rock below the land surface is naturally dissolved by circulating groundwater, causing the land surface to collapse suddenly. Giant crane comes crashing to the ground. This is a video of a massive crane crashing into a harbor when it was hit by a container vessel. This reportedly took place when the ship was trying to berth at Terminal 1 at the Jebel Ali port in Dubai on May 4th. Thankfully, nobody died, but several people did have minor injuries, and one person was treated for a fractured arm and leg. Singapore Airlines plane hits the deck during gate maintenance. Singapore Airlines suffered an embarrassing incident early Sunday when the nose landing gear of a plane retracted at the gate, leaving the front of the plane on the ground. The Airbus A330-300 passenger jet arrived from Shanghai at 12:49 a.m. Sunday and was scheduled to depart for Hong Kong later in the morning when the accident happened at Terminal 3's Gate A17. Reports said there was one engineer on board the plane as it underwent a landing gear systems check at around 8 a.m. when the front landing gear suddenly retracted, leaving the plane's nose on the tarmac. Photos taken of the plane after the incident also appear to show that the plane's front door was torn off. No one was injured, and an alternative aircraft was used for the plane's scheduled flight. A Singapore Airlines spokesman said that a damage assessment would be conducted after the plane was removed from the gate.
Why a building in Tainan, Taiwan collapsed in an earthquake. Controversy has arisen after the discovery of cooking oil tin cans inside the pillars of the 17-story building in Tainan, Taiwan that collapsed after an earthquake on February 6th. However, experts say they may not have been responsible for the building's collapse. A 17-story building in southern Taiwan's Tainan City collapsed after a 6.4 magnitude earthquake occurred on February 6th in the separate city of Kaohsiung. The building had survived a 7.3 magnitude earthquake that took place previously on September 21, 1999, because the intensity of that tremor was only a 4 compared to the 7 in the Kaohsiung earthquake. Experts say aluminum cans that were later found inside the walls of the building were used to enlarge the pillars without significantly increasing the weight, which was legal in Taiwan for buildings built before 1999. Steel rods inside the building were also found to be locked at 90-degree angles instead of 135-degree angles, which increased the risk of them becoming loose during an earthquake. The U-shaped building was built as 9 connected blocks. Without a fourth wall to hold the ends of the U-shape, the building fell in the opposite direction during the quake. More than 72 hours have passed since the earthquake struck. More than 120 people are still missing, and the death toll has risen up to 40.